come on and say hello. What's up? How y'all doing? Happy Wednesday. Yeah, I'm so glad that we are halfway through the week. This week has been May and June has been the longest months of my entire life. They really have. It's been so busy, y'all. I promise you. So, but we here, we live, and we popping. What's happening? Jay, what's up, girl? How you doing? What's up, Jay? And what's up to my podcast people out there in the world? Y'all listen. We are getting bigger. We are growing. I have started to see more of my analytics and they are starting to push up. I'm so proud of y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in and helping me out and giving me my Wednesday flowers because I appreciate it. I really do. I really do. So today's show is called Are You Letting Yourself Go? And we're going to talk about a couple of different things. And letting yourself go, we're going to focus on two of the factors. It's four listed, but we're only going to focus on two of those factors of letting yourself go. But we're first going to jump into the quotes. And what is up, yo? Every time I be ready to say yo back, I giggle because I be seeing Don voice with this long yo every time. What's happening, sis? How you doing? Happy Wednesday. All right. Quote of the day. Let's do it. What is happening? Why is people calling me right now? Like, if you don't know that it's my show time, then you got a problem. Don't call my phone right now. That's not even cool. And my phone is on do not disturb. What's happening? One of my kids fix that for me to make sure that everything good on there. Because I'm not right now. I ain't never been able to have nobody call my phone, so something must have happened differently because lately I've been having it on D&D and it's been fine. It's been perfectly fine. Here. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Sometimes we're a little bit computer illiterate. I can't do it every time. All right. So quote of the day. Things are as they are. We suffer because we imagine differently. Now, y'all, I don't know about y'all, but to me, that is a real word. We want to see it different than what it is, but we don't want to accept it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? If we see it, if you know what it, if the world, if the word, the sentence spelled out says, this is going to be a sunshiny day. We know sometimes the news is wrong, but for the most part, you can look up and see that it's sunshine, right? It ain't nothing. That's something you can actually tell that is true. So we decide what we want to see in that versus what's just there. And if sometimes we decide that we want to see more, or sometimes we decide that we want to see less. But for the most part, we decide what we want to see when it comes to things. Let me see. Thank you. Did you get it right for me? Okay. We decide those things. So stop trying to oversee what you don't see. If you see if it just says clearly sunshine, don't say sunshiny, or don't say it's going to be sunshine with a little bit of clouds. Don't say this. Just look at the word sunshine and accept it for what it is. Or if a person shows you what it is and you keep ignoring it, that's you that want to see differently, right? Right? It's nothing you can do to change what it is. The only thing you can do is accept it for what you see. Don't ignore it. Don't try to act like you don't understand what a person has said or this or that. Don't do it. Pay attention to exactly what is being said. Okay? Don't ignore it. So that's what it is. Things are as they are. We suffer because we imagine different. And I like that quote. I was thinking about it as I selected it, and I was like, you know what, this is good. And it's straight to the point, but it also is very significant. you know for a fact that you cannot undersee, you cannot oversee, you can only see it for what it is. And for the people who decide to do anything different with their visuals, is going to continue to give you conflicting ways to handle things, because you're seeing it for what you want to see it as versus for what it really is. Okay, so we're going to change our outlook on that. Seriously, we got to. We really have to. All right. Let me see. All right. So what I also wanted to say was I have 4 different viewings of what we're going to talk about, as in letting yourself go. I have 4 different ideals of it. Okay. Um, that means that some of them can result in acting in an unrestrained or uninhibited way. Some of it is neglecting yourself, um neglecting yourself or your appearance, becoming careless or untidy in your habits. Like, that's one of the main ones we're going to be focusing on today, is neglecting yourself or your appearance and becoming careless or untidy in your habits. And we're also going to focus on allowing yourself to act in an unrestrained and uninhibited way, because that's giving yourself um a little bit more finesse, a little bit more zest for what you're doing, a little bit more of this. So life, it's giving you life. And that's what this is about. When you're out here doing things where you're living and you trying to do things that benefit you and the people who you love, it's about life. You cannot sit up and think that going into a deep, dark depression or something like that is going to be sustaining for you or the people that you love. You cannot say that letting yourself go is going to be something that you should be doing, because you shouldn't. Everything that we're doing is not just for ourselves. So when we do have the opportunity to do for ourselves, that's the resting, that's the self-care, that's all of that. But your life is not just for you. And we had to accept that when we started having children, when we started doing other things that made it more known that this life is not just for me. This life is just not about me no more. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard, sometimes it's hard for a lot of people to accept that. But the whole point being is that it is what it is. So a lot of us let ourselves go, whether it be physically, whether it be mentally, emotionally. People will literally, we literally out here letting ourselves go. We literally out here doing that. And we're not giving ourselves the love, the appreciation, the dignity, the servitude, any of those things that we need. We're not giving it to ourselves because we're so caught up in doing the things that we're doing for other people, or the things that we're doing for to make other people happy, or the things that we're doing just for survival, or the things that we're doing just to get by. So we got to change that. We got to change it. So if you go into that mentality that you cannot um stay attractive and healthy at the same time, or that you cannot do this or you cannot do that, you have to be more discerning on how you're going to treat yourself. You have to be more mindful. You have to be more human. You have to allow yourself to be free of who you are. You have to do those things. It's not going to always be beneficial for us if we're not giving ourselves the things that we need, y'all. On every, and that's just real. You cannot um you cannot be a happy, healthy, whole person. You cannot be a happy, healthy, whole person to anybody if you're not doing it to yourself. All right. And a lot of us are actually guilty of that. A lot of us are very, very indignative of, caring more for others and doing for other people. But we have to be more willing to, even if we're going to do it, we still have to let ourselves be taken care of in the process. Okay. Now, let's jump into it. We're going to speak on on two things. We're going to talk about uh, the part where you're allowing yourself to become less attractive or unhealthy, and the one where you when that goes along with your appearance, that goes along with all of those, that goes along, it goes along. Pay attention, that goes along. And then the other one where you're acting in an unrestricted and uninhibited way. And that part of letting yourself go is very realistically beautiful, because you're able to start cutting ties and being free from different restraints. And it's not always a negative thing, it's not always a bad thing that you're cutting things out. Some of those things are just things that's going to be in the way when you're trying to pave your own road for your next destination. You cannot do a lot of the things that you want to do with blockages. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be beneficial for you to have to cut some things out, and albeit things, people, places, uh, hangouts, the amount of money you might spend on food, coffees, it shopping, whatever. It's gonna be certain things in certain avenues you're gonna cut out just to get to where you're trying to go. So that is going to give you more freedom. So that part of letting go is a beautiful thing. We don't have any issues with a person who wants to be free, is living free, doing free shit, running free places, just doing everything that they can do to just enjoy who they are. We enjoy people like that. That's just what it is. Now, on the other hand, it's people that want to get to that level and they don't have any idea on how to get there. So some of those ways can include just letting go and having fun. Life is a precious gift, so don't let it slip by without having some fun, y'all. Like, dead serious. You got to get out there and do things that are going to let you have fun. I wonder why they let me see my Facebook comments on these things. I have to actually be on Facebook. Interesting. It's just an interesting day with the computer. But I'm just looking at the computer, y'all, because I'm like, I'm hearing extra noise. Let me move my paper out of the way. Okay. Let me get out of the way. All right. Okay. So life is beautiful. All work and no play can lead to a dull existence, leaving you feeling unfulfilled as you age. And who want to just be getting older and looking old, feeling old, living old, and you ain't even old? Why would that be something that you want to like be a part of? The only thing, and we pull ourselves into these slumps because of things that we're going through. But instead of, when we're going through certain things, we're not telling ourselves things that we should be telling ourselves. We're telling ourselves things that don't matter or hurt or negative, or things that are jeopardizing us. And that's hurtful. That's hurtful. You can't be out here going through the meal, and then you ain't telling yourself good stuff about yourself while you going through the meal. That's unbeneficial. It's not going to help you succeed in the areas that you're trying to succeed in. Okay. So we got to get out and start doing things that are going to let us have fun. We got to get out and start doing things that are going to let our hair down and continue to be free and explore options and things that we want to do. Simple as that. All right. So that for the people who are trying to get to this level of freedom, because you already have the opportunity to. If you have the opportunity to get to this level of freedom, you ready. So these are the ways that you're going to get there, in the ways that you need to be able to harness that freedom, especially if you don't know how to do it. Because I was thinking about it. I was like, going into a new world of where I don't have to focus on my children on a regular basis feels really, really good. But it also is like, dang, so how I do it with in this aspect, or what I do with this, or how I do it with this. So it's a, things I'm getting used to it as well. It's not like something I already knew how to do. So yeah, have fun. Turn off the news. Why subject yourself to a consistent stream of negative news that only brings you down and makes you feel powerless? And that will do it. That I've seen some people be so consumed with what's going on in the news till they be like, I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to. You seen what happened over there? I ain't never driving that way no more. Living their life in fear. Turn off that damn TV. Play more. Don't forget to let your inner child come out every now and then. Ignore the rules and let your quirks and unique personality shine through. Be free. That's a part of being free. That's a part of saying, you know what? I trust this person with me showing this person who I am. I trust it. And I think that it won't be something that will come back and haunt me, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about it. Be free and allow that person to come out of you, because that's who you really want to be at this point. That's who you're allowing yourself to be at this point. Be free. All right. Play more. Accept and love yourself. Don't let dissatisfaction with your body hold you back. It will only make you feel trapped and unhappy. Instead, learn to work with what you have and focus on self-acceptance. And that's big. That's big. Self-acceptance is one of the hugest things. If you don't accept you and love you, the world around you will not. They'll eat you up, chew you up, spit you out, because you're allowing yourself to be way too vulnerable. Way too vulnerable. Really. And that's just simplistically true. You got to put some restraints and some boundaries out there. So yes, accept and love yourself. And a lot, and you're talking about loving who you are, at this point, people not even really body shaming no more, because when you say something about anybody, oh, you can't do that, that's body shaming. Because people don't care no more. They wear and doing things how they want to do it. They don't care. They're gonna be them, and you gonna be you. So instead of you getting mad at how somebody else looking, what somebody else looking like, just worry about yourself. Worry about yourself, because that's just the way it's gonna go. Worry about yourself. Focus on the big picture. Shift your perspective and look at the bigger picture. Time has a way of healing and lessening the intensity of the situation. So when you adopt a macro view of life, you can free yourself from feeling bogged down by the details and stresses of everyday life. Life alone is enough. It's heavy. And you're doing a lot to survive out here. You're doing a lot to enjoy your life. You're doing a lot to just be free and have fun with who you are. And because a lot of times, a lot of people won't even let restraints restrain them. So, we know that there are some people that's like, oh, I'm gonna do it regardless. I don't care what's going on. And then you got the ones that be like, oh my God, I can't do it like that. But that's how you are. That's how you are. Everybody can handle things on a different level. Everybody sees things on a different level. So when you may be able to go out and hang out and do things on this way and not feel subjective to want to hang out and do it this way. And they may want to do it this way and not feel subjective to want to do it that way. That's why people have their own boundaries. You do the thing, you're picking and choosing what makes you comfortable. And that's what you're doing. You're focusing on the big picture of what ultimately makes you comfortable in your freedom. And don't worry about what others think. That's going to have to be the least of your worries. That's going to have to be the least of your worries about what other people think. You got to turn off that whole button of I care. Baby, please get over it. Okay? Get over it. Nobody cares. You going to do you and I'm going to do me. Don't worry about it, because you ain't supposed to be thinking about that anyway. That's bullshit. All right? Now, let's talk about the appearance and being more attractive um tidying yourself up and tidying up your habits. And the word tidy funny to me, but I because it's almost like titty, and I always be about to say it when I'm reading tidy. I always be about to say titty. Anywho, your appearance, letting yourself go. Most when you talk about letting yourself go, people are going through bits and areas of depression. They don't even know they letting themselves go because they're so focused on what they got going on until they just start looking different, feeling different, acting different, and all those different things. But they're still not noticing it to the point where they're dressing different. Their facial expressions are are changing. They're getting things that are happening on their face, under their eyes, and things are just changing that are making them look a little bit more older than what they are because they're not taking care of themselves and they're not making sure that they're tidy. It's a very, very it's a very, very bad situation to get to when you don't even care or your appearance starts to suffer and you're not even noticing that it's suffering. That's it's almost it's a terrible place to get to, but you don't you don't always realize that this is the place, this is where you are until somebody else lets you know that that's where you are. You don't always see it, you don't always feel it because you're doing all this other stuff to keep your mind shifted off of that because you're not, so you can have your focus on what you need to focus on. That's 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 the way that works. So when things like that start to happen, and we got to change up our game plan. We got to change up how we're going to improve this. We got to be more mindful because you showing up to events for the kids and all you got on work clothes all the time, or you got on some clothes that you just ran into to go to the store, some maybe some gym shorts or something like that, and you need to be here because you just never know. You can go pick your kid up from school and get pulled into a parent teacher conference because something just they need to talk to you immediately. Your presentation matters. It matters. You can't show up to these kids' schools just looking any old type of way. You can't show up to your job like that. You can't show up to funerals like that. You can't show up. So if y'all can't show up to all them places like that, keep yourself presentable for you. You shouldn't be told that, okay, if you could show up over here looking this type of way, you can't show up for yourself. Baby, I'm showing up for Shelby first. You got to, okay? So you got to throw away the conventional media defined ideals of beauty, and because you're not going to change society's definition of beauty. It is what it is with society, but you can change your own depthness of beauty. Don't focus on the beauty you see on TV, on social media, and videos of whatever that you're watching. Don't let that be your idea of your straight standard of what beauty is. Focus on what you look like. Real life, I can look like this, but I just want to touch up a few things because that's when you're just falling back. This is for the people who have fallen off. You done let yourself go. I don't like saying that because it's like, dang, why you do that? I'm still trying to understand how people sit up and just completely just say fuck it. That blows me because I'm like, how do you? So where you going? What you gonna wear? Or how you gonna look? It don't matter. Why? Why it don't matter? I want to know. I'm very, very. I really want to know. It matters to me. It matters to me. Define yourself in ways other than how you look. So that's another way to help benefit yourself into getting back in out there into the upgrading your presentation. Make your self-esteem contingent on your inner and not your outer qualities. You gotta, if you know that you're suffering from what you think you should look like versus what you do look like, then you're going to have to find something else to focus on. You have to find something else to focus on. You got to get to your own. You got to get to your own understanding of what you're looking for in yourself as a beauty standard. And because it don't always have to be makeup, it don't always have to be how you dress, it don't always have to be how your hair is. It could be a standard that you're just trying to get to that makes you comfortable. So if you're trying to just get to a comfortable part, that means that you may just be like, okay, as long as I'm dressed, I have on clothes. That's a big step for them. And then it goes from that to, now that I'm getting dressed now, I'm going out to see people seeing things, so I need to start focusing more on how to make my dressing more appropriate. You got, because you people have to start all when they starting over with this, because they've allowed themselves to let themselves go. When you get to a point of letting yourself go, that means that you just stop fucking caring. You really did. You just said, okay, I don't care. I don't care no more. But it rose to that. It didn't just like happen overnight. It went to that. It was like a repeated cycle of you getting up every single day, not doing this, not doing this, not combing your hair, throwing on a hat. Then it went from not combing your hair, throwing on a hat, to not putting on a bra. Then it went to not going come, and now it's like, oh, I don't even have to lotion. And it starts becoming a cycle. And in that process, that you're letting yourself go to the point where your children don't want you pulling up. Them kids be embarrassed. Don't do them like that. Don't freak out when you feel like you look bad. Anxiety and stress can take an actual toll on your face. So you'll be likely to display those signs. So that's what I was saying. You gotta cycle gotta be broke. Well, yeah, it does. It gotta be broke. It definitely has to be broke. But those people, I keep putting the paper on top of this thing, on the speaker microphone. Hold on. Let me see. B, I don't know why y'all comments ain't showing up on this channel up here on my StreamYard. It ain't doing it today. But that is, she said that's not a good thing, not putting on a bra, Jesus. And well, they, oh my God, it happens. It's like, and it's like on a regular basis too, that they out there with no bra on. They dead serious about it. But that's a level of non-caring to the point where you don't even care about how your kid feel about it, or how it looks to other kids. Because when I saw somebody Facebook post one day that they somebody said that to the out loud to the kid that the kid mama was big. And then she said she was crying because they said something about her mama. And then she said, don't worry about her, she got a big head or something. Then she started laughing. But you can't, like, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Kid, if you your appearance and what you got on, because sometimes even if you are a healthy size, people don't always know how healthy your size is based on your appearance. So everything that you think you can wear ain't always what you can wear. It's and if you decide that you want to wear it because you just don't care, because you are at that point where, okay, this is what I'm comfortable with, just know that everybody else not gonna be just as comfortable with it just because you comfortable with it. So they're gonna give those looks and those glares, or they may say something. It ain't all. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna be like all the time where just because you feel how that you look a certain type of way that everybody else will feel like. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Trust me. Smile. Some of y'all got some of y'all already got faces that like got resting bitch face, and then men got that the don't play with me face. You know what I'm saying? They definitely got it. So when you want to at least try to make yourself look more appealing, so that you're not sitting there just like, That's not attractive. Nobody don't want to approach you and come up to you and you sitting there looking like you about to slap the shit out of somebody. Nobody wants to come and say nothing. They're afraid. They're terrified. They're terrified. So no, they're not coming. They're not coming. Okay. So move along. Smile. Smile, baby. You ain't got to show your teeth. Just give them a little grin, you know. That's it. You ain't got to do too much. Throw away your conventional what did I put here? Oh yeah. Okay. When you're dealing we that's what I wanted to go back to. The conventional beauty. When how did we get to this point where natural beauty anyway became extinct? Cause like we all seen all the video girls back then, they always wore makeup, they always did their thing, but they always had like natural hair, pretty hair. They ain't have all these extra body parts. They ain't try to the heavier girls ain't try to go on Ozempic trying to kill themselves to look a certain type of way because they were accepted. The skinny girls were accepted for who they were. So it was not things that you had to worry about that caused a whole lot of friction in the industry to now. So that appearance was very acceptable to us in society, and then now it's switched to where everything has to be plastic. So a lot of people have now went into like cycles of depression. My mouth is so dry. They're going through cycles of depression, y'all, because they want to look like the people on TV and can't. They can afford to. So they go into places that people probably doing out their garage, getting their teeth done, getting their damn butts done, trying to get their tummy sucked out. Like y'all really going to like backyard boogies for things that are really, really surgical that can kill you. And this is all because they're trying to fit an image. So if a person is coming out of a depressive state and all they see is this whole flurry of bullshit of people that's all looking the same, what you think they're gonna be trying to look like? That same flurry and bullshit of people because they already coming out of a depression. So or they coming out of trying to get themselves back to where they were. Those you're going to have to be a benefit to yourself and stay away from things that are going to push you to become a part of the us crowd. And remember that your standard of being happy and your standard of looking good and your standard of feeling good is all about you. Point blank, period. It's all about you. If it's not about you, then it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. We're not having taken the opportunities now to sit up and worry about how other people feel we should be living, looking, fucking, sucking, touching, anything. You're doing too much. Y'all got people telling y'all how to treat y'all man. Y'all got people telling y'all how to treat y'all woman. Y'all got people telling y'all how to live. Y'all got people telling y'all how to breathe, how to motherfucking go to work, how to dress. You can't do nothing without somebody telling you what you should and should not be doing. And that's a problem. So it's time to, like Jada said, break the cycle, change up the elements. And if you need to drop some of the things that you're around that's giving you all that negativity, get the hell rid of it. All right. Yeah. That's all I got for y'all today. I had a short show for y'all. I wanted to throw out the pressure points of not thinking that you feel that you should be feeling ugly and that you shouldn't be getting dressed for yourself. And it's people get in relationships and fall off. It's people that get out of relationships and start going through depression and fall off. So I needed to come on and say we got to start changing that because I see it at work. I see it at the grocery stores. I see it in families. I see it when I go places and people think they be looking real good and baby, y'all look like a piece of shit. Not caring. We gotta care. We gotta care. Love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all next Wednesday. Y'all have a great rest of y'all evening, and y'all have a great rest of y'all week, y'all. Y'all be good to yourselves, all right? Peace.